Head Coach Ben Olsen for you here. Ben, just coming off a big win in DC. Charlotte, who's in good form coming in this weekend. What are your thoughts on this matchup as you guys have been preparing?
Just that they're in really good form. They seem to be very clear on how to go about winning games right now in this league. In a short amount of time, coach has done a very good job. Organized, dangerous in transition. Again, it has all the elements to a team has success in our league, collective, and has some game changers. So we'll be up for it. Good result in DC, but again, for us, it's about, as I've said a few times, at some point in the season, we need to go to where we can go, and now is as good a time as any. We got a good opportunity. We got three really good teams coming up in the next 10 days, and it starts with Charlotte in a home game, and we've been okay at home. Our performances have been good, but we want to start maximizing the points.
Thank you for that. We'll start with Ramon in the room. Go ahead.
Hey Ben, good morning. You touched on the recent form for Charlotte FC. They have a good month of June, and the playmakers, their winger Avada, fast, dynamic on the wings, dangerous. How do you go about preparing or talking to your fullbacks in preparation for facing a player like that?
It's balance. It's making sure structurally behind the ball as we attack, we're in the right spots. But they don't pose any new challenges that we don't see, throughout our games in the MLS. A forward who's a handful and channel runs, he can hold it up. He's good in the air. He can manufacture goals in different ways, and wingers that are savvy and also have some physical traits that pose problems. Whether it's the running behind, whether it's the 1v1 situation. So that's our league. Very rarely do we look at a team and not say, oh, wow, these wingers sure do stink. It's just not how our league works. That's where the money's being thrown down, and then the money also is being thrown down for obviously nines and then reserve guys coming in. A third winger comes in that has real quality. So it's what it is, and we have our ways to try to stop that and make sure we're handling it. But we're going to have to do it at a high level like you do against any attack like this.
Right, and just building off of that, one of your strengths as a coach has been the defensive side. And the past month, two games per goal we received.
Yeah.
How do you attack that during the week?
I think you could do a lot of exercises and you can put stuff on the board and talk about the tactics of it. But for us, I think it's more of a mentality. We know we can do it. We've done it before. We did it last year. We did it for a large part of this year. So again, just preaching urgency, habits, getting in the right spot early, making a good decision to at times be more pragmatic and kind of live to fight another day if we have to, and then go fight it up the field. So at times we're our own worst enemy with the way we're giving up goals, and we talk about making teams earn it. If there's a wonderful play, if someone hits a bomb from 25 out, have at it. But the way we're giving up the goals has not been up to standard for us. The good news is we've been scoring goals during that period. I think they're related. I think, as you score goals, your tendency is to relax it for just 1%, and that can be the difference. DC, we rebounded. I thought we had a very focused game. The field itself and Benteke and the way that game goes, the way they go about the game, you need to have that high focus. So I think that forced us into that, and at times being a little bit more pragmatic to live to fight another day.
And you touched on DC. One of the improvements from the Dynamo this year have been their road warriors. Fantastic on the road. How do you build on last year's team, which was fantastic at home? How do you find that form back at Shell?
We've played really well at home. it's not like we aren't playing at a high level. We're just not seeing the games out and figuring out ways to. And I guys are sick of hearing me say maximize points, but I'm sick of myself saying it. But that's what it is. Can we get all the points that the performance deserves? And at home we haven't done that, and hopefully we can change that because we'll need to. We'll need to. We can't live that way in the season and not take care of your home games because the road games are very, very difficult.
Perfect. And the last one, have you followed up with Coco after last night's performance? Just a message?
No, I'll give him a shout today, but certainly not a phone call. He's got enough on his plate. Obviously it was a little rash and something. I'm sure he was surprised that it happened as well. Right. He seemed surprised at it, and this happens. Look at the Weah's action. It's just like blood rushes to your head in an emotional moment. I've had it myself. You have to, sometimes afterwards you're like, what? And that's Copa America's. It's a lot. It's emotional. There's a lot of that country. He's a big part of that team, and there's a lot of responsibility on him. So he'll rebound. He'll be better for it. That we all are when we maybe not make the best decision. We're always better for it.
Good deal. Thank you, Ben.
Yep.
Best of luck tomorrow.
All right, Dustin, go ahead.
Hey, Ben.
Dustin.
Hey, the Charlotte team, like you said, they're in very good form. They don't have a lot of the ball. They're lower in possession. You guys are one of the best possession teams in the league. Does that prevent a challenge for you guys when you have very contrasting styles like that?
Well, I think that's usually the case at home, and with us, that's more times than not, that's the scenario. So, yes, it poses a problem. Just like staying compact and low and not being a high pressing team or not being a possession team poses problems. So, but we understand who we are, and we understand the danger that poses, whether it's space behind, whether it's how good we have to be on repress and also active defending. But these are all things we work on a daily basis, and I think that's something that when we do it well, we're good, and when we don't, we're not good. But we're not going to necessarily change who we are to the opponents at home. Of course, we tweak and make sure we understand their strengths. But they pose threats that can hurt us. And again, but we preach ways to mitigate that stuff, and we'll see if we can put it together.
Then just Sebastian coming off the hat trick, coming into the next game. What is it that you look forward to for him to continue growing and continue his form?
Well, we know he can score goals, and we know he's now even more confident, right, in front of goal. Anytime you get even a PK, you could see what a PK did. A PK opened up, anytime you hit the net as a forward, it just, the goal seems bigger, and that's what happened on the next two opportunities. You knew the second one was a little opportunistic, and you knew the third was going in because he's feeling. He's already got two, so that bodes well for us going forward. And now it's still him getting back to some of the things that we've been asking from him for a year and a half. Really understanding what his role is without the ball, how he can help the team collectively, if he's not scoring the goals. And that's always something we're asking more of him, and he's been a really good pro. Again, it's been turbulent for him, whether it was last year or this year with the injuries, and it was nice to see him score some goals. I think his teammates are happy for him, and it just makes us a deeper team, however where we have different options to go against different opponents.